A quick video showing how to replace an alternator on a non-VVTi 1JZ. First of all, remove your thermostat radiator hose. Just get that out of the way. I just bend it over here. Remove your positive terminal. Attach your coolant or just make a mess like I. And then remove the top 14 bolt. Make sure you use an open end spanner on this one. To remove the serpentine belt, you just need to find the tensioner, which is just here in the middle. So you just need a 14mm spanner or breaker bar. Pretty much put that on that bolt, and then wrench it down to the right side. And while you're holding it down to the right side, just with your finger, push the belt off the tensioner. Alright, for the bottom bolt, it's very hard to get access. The bottom bolt is just below there. And then the only way I can really get it is feeding a 14mm and a breaker bar down here, and then awkwardly turning it and loosening it to get the alternator out. Mount off. I had a bit of movement on the alternator. I couldn't pull it up here yet, but then I just pulled out the alternator plug and then a 12mm bolt on this ground here, and then you just had to unclip the wiring mount. And then there was nothing attaching the alternator. Then the struggle is getting it out of this hole. You actually need to remove your air box. So first, completely remove that intercooler piping. And then take your stock air box off. I think it's just a couple bolts. One bolt there, one there, I believe one down there, and one goes into here. And then use a heat gun to loosen up these rubber hoses and just pull it out. Pull this hose out and then pull out the airbox this way. Got that down there. And then you have enough clearance to finally get your alternator out. Fitted, there's a little 8mm here for the wiring mount. Taking it off the old alternator, put it on the new one. So now I'm just going to put it back in. Start by connecting the plugs and put the alternator onto the stud. Then pretty much just reverse the whole process and put everything back together. This plug-in, if you've broken the clip, I'm just going to use a little bit of RTV to hold it in there a bit tighter so no vibrations knock it out. But yeah, I've just used a chopstick and put some oil-resistant gasket RTV on here. For refitting the drive belt, I'm just going to put the tensioner part of the belt ready to go around a socket, and then I'll get the breaker bar in. And the breaker bar will open the tensioner to get the belt on, and then the belt should be sitting in place. Alright, just finished fitting the drive belt. Silicone spray really helps get the belt on if it's as tight as mine was. Silicone spray, without silicone spray, I probably wouldn't have been able to get it on without two people. And then put the top radiator hose back on. Make sure that's connected. I don't know if you took it off. And then we're just going to connect the air box and then bleed the radiator. And then put this intercooler piping on and job done. Just reconnected the battery and bleeding the coolant. Make sure that the thermostat kicks in so you get rid of all the air bubbles.